And we are live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to WrestlePurists Worldwide. I'm your host, Ibu, a WrestlePurist of self-made or wrestling Twitter, whatever you guys want to call me. I'm a man of many trades and many names, but I'm here on my normal Monday time slot to talk pro wrestling, and I'm joined as usual by my co-host, the recently graduated, the recently birthdayed. I don't know what word I'd use there, but the recent birthday girl, the recent college graduate, Anna is locked in with me. And folks, today we are going to take a deep dive and a comprehensive look at AEW All-In Weekend in Dallas, Texas, an explosive and exciting weekend where AEW will put on their biggest show that they've ever put on in the United States of America. Hangman Page main events against Jon Moxley in a Texas death match for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. And folks, we're going to get into that. We're going to get into the entire card. And because we are professionals, we will also talk about the weekend. We're going to talk about WWE Evolution 2, the second women's pay-per-view in the history of WWE. We'll talk about the show. We'll talk about the main event, which is Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley, and the semi-main event, which is Bayley versus Becky Lynch versus Lyra Valkyria for the Intercontinental Championship. We'll get into that. We'll give you guys a Saturday night's main event rundown. We'll talk about the latest news and rumors in pro wrestling and so much more. I'll keep you guys up to date. I'll keep you guys up to speed. And me and Ann are going to talk graps for the next 2 hours or so, maybe a bit less. But before we do that, folks, please make sure to like the video. Please make sure to subscribe to WrestlePurists if you're not already. And send us your super chats, man. I want to hear your guys' takes, your guys' opinions, your guys' questions on what's about to happen. Because like I said, folks, it is a huge weekend for pro wrestling. And I'm very, very excited. And I know Anna is as well. She's locked in. She made the town. A lot going on in her life, but she's still here for you guys, for the WrestlePurist worldwide audience. And I'm going to turn the floor over to her now. Anna, how are you doing? How are you feeling? What's the latest? Talk to the people.
Well, Ibu, it comes with a buckshot lariat. I am locked in. Hangman FC. This week is our week. We will prevail. We will stand tall. And we will celebrate after Saturday. I am so excited for All In. I'm so excited for the weekend, for everything. And like Ibo said, I'm recently graduated. I just had my birthday yesterday. Thank you so much, everyone who, wished happy birthday. I just came back from my birthday celebration. And so I'm ready to go. I'm excited to keep it going with you guys and to talk about like All In and everything. Because this is a big one, Ibo. I think the card, it's probably the best All In card I've seen so far. Like from the last 2 years, I think it's the best. So let's lock in, guys. 1 week to go, Hangman FC, and we're up.
And the next time I'm going to talk to you is going to be next Monday. Next time on screen. And you're either going to be triumphant, excited, celebratory, or it might be a tragic scene. Because next Monday, folks, it's going to be me. It's going to be Anna. It's going to be Joe Holbert. And we're going to be reviewing AEW All-In. We will be talking about either the show where the Death Riders' reign and vice grip on this promotion has finally ended, and Hangman Page retakes his rightful spot as the top guy in this company, or somehow, some way, he just isn't able to get it done. Folks, today on this show, I'm going to tell you everything that I know. Folks, today on this show, I'm going to tell you everything that I've heard. Today on this show, I'm going to assess everything that I see. And by the end of it, you're going to get not just Anna's, but my official, concrete, most educated and detailed prediction on what is going to happen in this main event. A main event that, like I said at the top of this show, is a Texas death match, which means it's no disqualifications, which means that anybody can get involved. I'm telling you up front, folks, many people will get involved in this match. I'm going to break down who I know for sure, who I suspect, and whether or not it'll be enough to make sure the babyface comes out on top. But before we get into that, let's get into our super chats. Get them in now, folks. I want to go through these now because once I'm done, we're going to get into All In, and it's full steam ahead. So without further ado, let's take it away with the super chats. Anna, you know the deal. You are the super chat reader on WrestlePurists Worldwide. We're going to go through these. And folks, like I said, get those in right now with your questions, your opinions, and everything in between. Take it away, Anna.
Broly 499, thank you so much. Can we have a HBK book, an All American Women's Wrestling? I'm sick of TK and Triple H. Horrific booking. That's probably the only good type of booking HBK does. Yeah, the Evolution booking, Ibu.
So it's that. What it is, Anna, is Hunter going, oh shit, Evolution's in 2 weeks, and they're like, yes, nigga, and he's like, oh shit, give me a piece of paper real quick, and then he's like, okay, and he's like,
horrific.
He looked at EO and he's like, guys, who you doing EO at? And they're like, I don't know, Rhea, and he's like, all right, Rhea, okay.
Like, who asked for that? I have just a genuine, very genuine question. Who the fuck asked for that match? So who was like, ooh, you know which match I really want to see for Evolution? EO versus Rhea again.
So let me catch you up, Anna. So basically, originally, they wanted to do Rhea versus Bianca in like a really heated grudge match. Like people were saying they wanted a Hell in a Cell match.
Yeah.
But Bianca has broken fingers, so she can't do the show, which is very, very tragic. So,
girl, warp it up.
Put a cast and just punch in her face.
Her arm is not broken. People have wrestled like fucking broken noses. Like it's a finger.
Yeah,
like you see Cody in a Hell in a Cell, full chest, like purple.
I don't necessarily disagree. Unless the finger was completely like just peeled back. I don't know what happened.
She still has the finger attached to her. Go wrestle. So. Strap it up, girl. Like put the boots on.
I mean, oh my god, what's happening? Big AO in the chat. Hide, Ibu. I'm not hiding. I will not hide. So yeah, we didn't get we're not getting Bianca, which is tragic and a gigantic loss because she's like amazing. So then Anna, they wanted to do some type of Nikki Bella tag. And the idea was going to be Raquel and Liv versus Nikki and Rhea. And then Liv Morgan got hurt, which is really, really unfortunate because Liv Morgan's really come into her own. So then they put Roxanne Perez in Liv Morgan's spot. Now Roxanne is in the Judgment Day. She's holding the tag belts. And they said, fuck the Rhea thing. We're going to just give her Io Sky because they wanted to do Io and Stephanie, but they changed their minds. And now Stephanie's going to be in a battle royal. And I know she's like, what? So now Stephanie's in a battle royal, and the winner of this battle royal gets a title shot at Clash in Paris after SummerSlam. Stephanie on Raw said, I'm telling you up front, I'm going to win this battle royal. And when I do, I'm challenging the winner of Io and Rhea. So you can put a pin on that. Anyway, that led to now Rhea being the one who's facing Io. And then now Roxanne and Raquel will defend their tag belts against a team from SmackDown, a team from Raw, and a team from NXT. And what I believe those teams are going to be is Charlotte and Alexa from SmackDown, Asuka and Kairi from Raw, and Zarya and Sol Ruka from NXT. Nevertheless, Shawn Michaels is very, very much passionate about women's wrestling. NXT, sometimes on some weeks when I do watch the show, it's like 80% women's wrestling, which good for them because the men's division is insane. Tony Khan's AEW women's division is like so talented. Like it's really, really fucking talented. And when I see these graphics, I'm like, oh my God, man, look at the Aminata, you'll see like Willow sometimes and, Athena and this person and that person, really, really talented division. I just wish sometimes it'd be a little bit more creative focus on the stories that they're telling. For this All-In show, they're going to be, most of those women are going to be in a casino gauntlet. And I will give you guys.
Yeah.
Go for it.
No, I was going to say, like, I said, yeah, the card for All-In is great, but
Yes.
that's like the one thing. And it's always the one thing with AEW cards. You see the cards and you're like, damn, that's fucking phenomenal. How many women's matches? 2. Okay. Like they were doing the things with the tags. I mean, they still have a week to add something.
Mm-hmm.
I am praying to God they don't want like fucking filler matches, like those matches that no one wants to see. I know you need a fucking bathroom break, but people can go pee during entrances, like it's fine. People survive.
Right.
Like, but you can put like women tags and it's like, oh, but which women are gonna like something for Ring of Honor? Like you can fit a women's match there. But we know, like, instead of fitting a women's match, they're gonna fit, I don't know, like Sammy Guevara or something. Like,
I think the thing is, like, how do you book a good women's tag without taking out talent that could be in the gauntlet? And so, like,
but you have so many women. Have so many women. It's not like they have a lack of women.
Okay, Anna. All right, you know what? This is what I'm gonna do right now on the spot. I'm gonna pull up this AEW women's roster. Right.
Okay.
AEW women's roster. Let's pull it up. I'm on Wikipedia. And what we're going to do is we're going to figure out who could like miss the gauntlet but be in a tag, all right? So I got it right now. This is a gigantic roster.
Okay, how many people are in the gauntlet? Just
so the rule, Anna, is the match goes until someone gets pinned.
How many people are in the gauntlet?
Yeah, there's no set number. It could be 5. It could be 3. The gauntlet ends when someone gets a pin, so the clock keeps running. So they could book this in a way where like it's not super long. All right, so let's look at this. We got Billy Starks is on this roster, Deanna, Athena. Go ahead.
Yeah. Who's already confirmed for the gauntlet?
Oh shit, that I don't know. I'm gonna have to ask the chat here. Who do we know that's?
I saw like I saw like Megan, Ty, Stat. No. Oh, I think. Oh no, Megan and Ty, they were for like a match at Dynamite. Yeah, just that.
Yeah, because this week they're doing a 4-way, and the winner gets a spot in. So yeah, we know Stat's in, and obviously she should be in. Willow, I'm going to tell you guys up front, Willow Nightingale is going to be in this gauntlet match, so she will be in it.
Yeah,
I expect Megan Bayne to be in the match. That all makes complete sense, right? I'll read you some names that maybe we don't totally expect to be in the gauntlet that could be on this card, though. So let's look at Okay,
I would put like Ty and Anna Jay in a tag match.
I was just about to say they could be in some type of undercard tag. You could do that. I swear I was just about to say that one. Emi Sakura, if you want, you could do that. I don't see Tony putting her on the main card though. Kira Hogan, she's injured. Madison Rain doesn't wrestle. Marina Shafir, I mean, if you want, you could put her in a tag. Mina Shirakawa has to be in the gauntlet. Penelope Ford could be in the tag. You could put Penelope in the tag. Red Velvet, you could
Is the bunny still there?
No, she's not.
No.
Okay. Riho's on maternity leave. Serena Deeb isn't active these days for some reason. Sky Blue, you could put in a tag. Ty Mello, like you said. Thekla, I feel like she'll be in the gauntlet. Thunder Rosa, she'll probably be in the gauntlet, but you also could put her in a tag.
Is Aminata? No.
Aminata, you could put her in a tag. You could put her in the gauntlet. But like I just said, see, I listen to a bunch of solid mid card women that like you could do either.
Riho should be in the gauntlet. I don't know where she is or what she's doing, but it would be a great return.
You know, Anna, I think there's something to be said about, because the concept is that it can end early if you get the win. There's something to be said about subverting. There's something to be said about subverting expectations on the women's one versus the men's. If both. Hold on. What's going on here? Anyways, there's something to be said. Who? Ruby Soho.
Riho?
No, I said Ruby Soho.
No, but in the chat,
what the fuck is the chat talking about? Did I misspeak?
Thank God.
Did I misspeak, or is the chat being stupid? I said Riho. You
said Rio. Oh my God.
No. Jeez. Oh my God.
Yeah, Riho then should be in the gauntlets. Oh my God. I'm like, wait, who?
Could you imagine if, I bet you if I go back, I didn't say that, but could you imagine Anna that made it to Twitter and people were like, Evo said Riho was pregnant. Oh my God.
And then she shows up in the gauntlet and people are like, oh, Evo.
No, I meant Ruby Soho, Chad. I'm sorry. Riho's not hiding a child. She's not pulling a Drake here. I promise. You know, she's not pulling a Drake. There's no Adonis here. I don't know what's going on with Riho. But what I was trying to say is, so if you have two of the same type of match on the show, Anna, you want to make one of them feel different. You don't want that WWE thing where like you got to deal with two Rumbles that are exact same format, two Elimination Chambers same format. Yeah. This is an opportunity. You can do a thing where maybe Willow, Chris, and Megan start this thing, beat the dog shit out of each other for like 10 minutes, and the match just ends. And you're like, oh shit, these things were so fucking intense and whatever the fuck that this shit ended before anyone else got an opportunity. And then you do that, and then the other women aren't shortchanged because they get to be on a tag early or later in the night. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Is she having like issues with the visa? Like, where's Jamie?
She has a concussion, I want to say. I think that's what it was. Yeah, it's really unfortunate.
Okay.
Yeah, she's not.
I was just like, I'm looking at she's not clear. I'm looking at the gauntlet. I'm looking at the roster now, and if you really want to do like, you know, something like the men, like they, you know, just put like a bunch of women and have like some returns or some women that you wouldn't like expecting to see. You know, I would put like Athena, Diona. I would put Emmy, but that's just me. Harley's probably gonna be there also. Sheeta coming back from that would also be good, you know. Julia, I would put her in a tag match. I don't think she needs to be there. She probably will. Stat, of course, should be there. I would put Megan, Mina. Aminata could be in either, like we said. Red Velvet could be there. Riho could be there. And like Sky Blue, Tamelo could also be in either. Tekla, Thunder Rosa should be there. Willow should be there. Yuka should be there. And that's like more than enough, you know? Not sure, they could be there. I mean, that's more than enough. And you still have like a lot of women left. You still have Julia and Sky Blue, Ty and Anna that could be in a tag match, you know, in the side. Oh, Nyla Rose could also come back in the gauntlet, like if you want to do something like that. Penelope could be in a tag match. I mean, not like I said, could be in either. Like, you do have enough people to do that. They're not like shorthanded in that in any way. If they want to do like Harley and Penelope versus Julia and Sky Blue versus Ty and Anna, like that works. But I just, you know what, I have like the sneaky feeling. I have the horrible suspicion that they're going to do a Britt Baker comeback in this gauntlet match. And if they do, I'm closing my computer. Like, I am not watching to the end of the show. I'll wait for the show to be over, and then I'll just go back the other day, skip that match, and then keep watching. Because I do have that sneaky suspicion.
I'm reading the private chat, and the first comment I see is Monty going, "You did say Riho."
Yeah, you did.
See, my brain is fucked. This is what happens, folks, when you work multiple jobs and you don't sleep very well. But I apologize for accusing Riho of of a hidden child here. And to Ruby Soho, I hope that motherhood is going great for her. I saw a picture of her training to get back in the ring, so that's cool. I like Ruby Soho, and I hope she gets back soon. Shout out to her. And in general, wrestling needs to get better at allowing mothers to balance motherhood while still being able to wrestle, something that Becky Lynch is currently doing. And Alexa Bliss got to pull off. So shout out to those mothers. Shout out to women, to which I love. And shout out to the Women's Gauntlet, which I'm very, very excited for. Please do not shoot me or aggregate me or lynch me. Thank you. Thank you, Broly, for the super chat. And let's get on to the next one.
Dan V 999, thank you so much. WWE Sabotage Evolution by trying to take away from All In. The original Evolution wasn't, the American dates, 28th of October? Yeah. Which would have been perfect this year on that weekend. 3 weeks after Crown Jewel, 1 month before Survivor Series.
Yeah, it was. Go ahead.
They fucked the women over. I don't think there's like no two ways about it, you know. They put it on the same day as a Beyonce concert that's happening across the street.
Oh my!
They try to put it. They try to put it just to counter program All In, and in the end, it's gonna be like 4,000 people maybe, which for a WWE pay-per-view,
so below their standard. Yeah, Anna, this is the same company, Anna, that right now they get 13,000 on these shows, and best believe the ladies know this feels like a sabotage. Sean Rossap has reported on it before, but not just that. Anna, Rhea Ripley retweeted the WrestleTix count of the tickets, and I'm telling you, that's not her going, "Hey guys, look, we're doing 4K." That's her going. That's her like posting that and looking at WWE in the eye, going like, "Are you fucking seeing this? Are you seeing what you fucking did to us? You see how you setting us up here?" Mind you, right? Again, they're just doing themselves a disservice. They're throwing NXT directly head to head with All In. Why? You're just screwing over the developmental kids. And then
it's gonna be like 800 people at NXT.
It's ridiculous. The only reason Saturday Night's Main Event is surviving, Anna, which is airing the night like right after All In, is because they're building the show around Goldberg's retirement. So like that saved that. So now so that's doing good with the tickets. Like, they were at like over 10,000 last I checked. That's gonna do well because Goldberg's retiring. But the ladies, they're like the lame duck show the day after, fucking following all this wrestling right across the street from Beyonce. What are you doing? So now they're at 4,500. Here, look, here's the deal. There's going to be an inexplicable jump. You're going to see an update on Friday, and it's going to say that they're at like 6,500 to 7,000. People are going to go, "Oh, you shouldn't have fucking said all this, blah, 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 blah." People are going to take victory laps over it. But number one, it still shouldn't have been this situation to begin with. Number two, I'd like to introduce everyone to the idea of comps, a thing that every wrestling company does. A thing that they always do right before all their shows, where they hand out a bunch of free tickets to get these things filled. I wish these ladies nothing but the best. I'm rooting for Evolution. I want the show to be good. I'm looking forward to the show. I just hate the hand that they're dealt, because it's going to be another situation where the ladies have to bust their ass on the card and work really hard to make the best out of a situation that they didn't really have to be put in. Like the super chat says by Dan, they could have been on an empty weekend where the focus was all about them. The wrestling worlds, their eyeballs are all on them specifically. And it isn't just, "Hey, let's throw them against All In weekend and see if we can kind of detract from the pay-per-view buys or whatever the fuck." You know, like, stop using them as pawns like that. Stop using them as sacrifices.
Yeah, just use them like as real wrestlers, you know, because it took them 5 years more, 6-7 years to do another Evolution after the first one. It was like 2018, right? Or something. Yeah, so it takes them like 7 years to do a second Evolution, and then they do it just to counter program All In, and then they build no storylines. They put matches that we are already seeing that we don't really care because they're just there. They have one storyline going, maybe.
Well, Anna, here's the funny thing. There's two, and I want you to think about the common. I want you to do the math, right? No, listen. I want you to do the common denominator of why these two storylines happen to coincidentally be the ones with stories. Ready? So Becky versus Lyra versus Bayley has a lot of on-screen story, right? That's one of the two matches. The other one is Alexa Bliss and Charlotte's on-screen budding friendship has been one of the most creatively focused on things in this show. What do those two things have in common?
The horsewomen.
Correct. and it's literally them walking up, pulling their dicks out, and saying, "I want to do this." And it's a shame. This is why, you know what? I'm going to get into another side tangent. You know what I noticed? When men in wrestling have creative influence and creative power, right? There's never like any like, oh, well, we know that's happening because they have creative control, or we know that's because they have input. Nobody says that about Cody Rhodes. Nobody says this about Roman Reigns. Nobody says this about CM Punk. These are people that, yes, they call a lot of their fucking shots. They don't go out there and say things that they don't want to say on TV. They don't work with people they don't want to work with, right? But with wrestling with women, right? And I'm not even like a big Charlotte fan. I'm not a big Charlotte fan. But for years, the knock on her was like, oh, fucking Charlotte, politicking, da-da-da-da. Mercedes, oh, she has creative control, which she doesn't. She has creative input, two different things. But there's always that talk with Mercedes, right? But goddamn, bro, the fucking dynamics are so skewed power-wise that it should be applauded that like some ladies have gotten to a point where they can now have some fucking say-so. And it's like I said, it's no small coincidence that the ladies who have say-so to do shit that has fucking content and depth, their shit is better than the fucking AI ass storylines that they have like Tiffany Stratton doing, for example. You know, so instead of being like, oh man, good for Bailey. Good for Becky, good for Charlotte, good for fucking Mercedes. It's always a fucking conversation about like rolling your eyes at these people and acting like it's a bad thing. That's not a fucking bad thing. And if it is, then keep the same energy with Cody Rhodes, with Roman Reigns, with CM Punk, with Seth Rollins.
Yep.
I just
100%.
Thank you, Dan.
No, it's just like the how to say double standards, which is like that. But they really, I don't know, it really pissed me off, like the whole way they handled Evolution. Like, how do you take 7 years and you miss, like they missed, for me at least, like they missed the timing where the women are like really hot, you know, like, and now it's like they cool them down again. It feels like, especially with Io, and then you just throw the pay-per-view out of nowhere. Basically, you know, they announced the pay-per-view was gonna happen like a couple of months before, not even. They start building the stories a week before, and everything's just like thrown against the wall just to see like, oh, maybe we can take some people away from All In. No, the people who are gonna watch All In, they're still gonna watch All In. You're just fucking over the women, because a lot of the people who watch both, they're gonna prefer to watch All In because at least it's a show with good matches that are built well over a long time.
To your point, and before we get out of here, before we get to the next super chat, to your point, Anna, Io Sky had the best match on Mania weekend, that 3-way with Rhea and Bianca, and she felt like she's on top of the world. And that next month at WWE TV, Anna, she was the main character. And you know what she did when they gave her the ball? She fucking ran with it. The crowd was loving her. She was tremendous. She was main eventing shows. She was going to NXT to wrestle. She looked fucking tremendous. And you know why one of the real reasons why they relied on her so much, Anna? Because TKO and WWE and Paul Levesque, they were figuring out who they were about to cut, right? They were going to downsize the roster. And while they were unsure of who they were keeping and letting go, they went with a smaller cast for the TVs, and they said, Io, hold the fort down while we're figuring out what we're doing with the following 20 people. The second the releases were done and they knew who they were keeping, then they fucking de-emphasized Io, which was so insane to me because, like I just said, she was running with the ball. And now she has to make the most here and have a good match with Rhea. And God forbid she loses, Anna. There's going to be a riot on social media. If she drops
the fact they put this match as the main event.
Are you worried? Does it come with Riptide? Do you think it comes with Riptide?
Unfortunately, I believe so.
And you know it's nasty.
Unfortunately, it's nasty. It's disgusting. But the fact they put this match as the main event, because they, like, in their heads, of course, there's no bigger match they can do than Stephanie and Rhea. You know, those are like the two women that are like super over for multiple reasons. So for them, it's like no bigger match possible. So they want to get to that match, you know, especially in an international show, like those things that they need to sell the tickets, and the crowd is great. Like, they would not have put Io versus Rhea as the main event if the goal was for Io to win over Rhea for like the 8th time, you know? That's my fear there. Of course, in no world Io should lose, but in this world, unfortunately, she will, I think.
And on screen, they keep harping, Rhea Ripley has never beaten Io. Rhea has never beaten her. Can this be the moment she beats Io Sky?
I really hope to be wrong, and I really hope that Triple H's love for Io like prevails, but that hasn't been very strong since Mania for some reason.
So we're basically addressing DB's super chat where he says, "Ibu don't know, so just your personal opinion. Does Triple H have the balls to let Rhea eat a clean pin here, or is the only out for her to lose in this a messy finish?" So there are people that suggested Bianca coming back, turning heel, and screwing Rhea. I don't love this because I don't want to watch Bianca as a heel personally. I asked EOFC on the Raw review. I said, would you rather EO retain due to an interference or just lose in a clean match? And a lot of people said that EO
retain.
You're like, fuck it, just give me the retaining. Well, the EO fans in the chat on Tuesday, they're like, fuck it, just let EO lose then. I don't know what they're gonna do.
Like, they're not real EOFC. Then I do not consider them real EO riders. If you want to see EO, I would rather see EO winning through like some bullshit, but she still has the title at least, than her just losing to Rhea for no fucking reason. Because again, who needs to see Rhea with that title? Like, who's asking for it?
I like Rhea Ripley, and the worst part about all this is like coming out of that show, if she wins, she's going to be the subject of a lot of fucking slander online, and they're going to blame her when it's not her who booked this. You know what I mean? Like, she's not the one who booked EO's title reign, but people are going to be like, oh, brother, here it goes again. It's Rhea Ripley, and I feel bad for her.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. I'll tell you this, though. I'll be optimistic, EOFC. I think they're going to save Stephanie Rhea for Mania. I think they're going to save it for Mania. I think they're going to do EO and Stephanie in the crowd. That's what I think.
Oh, if they did that, that would be like one of the best Mania matches of all time. Like, this is a
superstars. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you, DB.
This is a wine match, as Joe would say.
100.
Chi-Town Spurs, $10. Thank you so much. I think it's safe to say everyone in the women's division who's been in TV tags is going to be in the gauntlet. My hope is that they can build more mid-card stories off of it afterwards.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. The next step is just, how do we heat up a bunch of people in that match and set up stories in the match to where the minute we get back to TV, we're off and running in separate directions. And that's what I'm curious for. What I expect to see soon, Anna, coming out of this show, expect them to start really solidifying women's tag teams. They've already done it and soft launched it. I'd expect in the coming weeks following this show, the announcement of the women's tag belts. Like I said, at some point this year in AEW, I do expect the big story of the women's tag division is going to be Willow and Chris becoming friends again. And I expect they will be fighting Marina Shafir and Shayna Baszler. This is something that I do believe is going to happen.
Shayna Baszler. Yeah, she was released.
Yes. Her 90 days are up relatively soon. Not all in soon, but pretty fucking soon. Like I said, that's the big story of the women's tag division, and that's what I expect happening sooner than later. So there you go.
Yeah, I mean that would be very good. They do have the talent for that, and I do feel like it's the curse of the American wrestling bookers that they don't know how to book women if they don't have a title attached to them. But with WWE, I mean, the tag title, they haven't even been able to book that. But I do have a little bit more faith on AEW with that, and I hope not to be wrong in it. But yeah,
absolutely.
So J499, what are your top 5 or 3 matches for the upcoming weekend? And happy birthday, Anna! Thank you so much, Jay. Top 5 or 3 matches. Okay, I have to, Kenny Okada. That's number 1 for me. That's like the one I'm most curious to see. I'm the most excited to see, but just like interested as a whole to see how they're gonna play it out, what's gonna happen, because they have such a high bar, like an extremely high bar, to try to like get to. So that one is definitely my first one that I'm like very, very interested. Then Mercedes and Tony. Also, I want to see how they're gonna play that out. I hope that Tony like lock the fuck in and don't do like her when she decides to do like her little like acting bullshit, just like wrestle. And then number 3 would be Hangman and Moxley. That one is divided between like concern and excitement. Like there's still some concern there, but I know it's gonna be a good match. I know like Hangman is gonna wake up like the actual Mox that we love and that we want to see. Which other matches? And the Casino Gauntlets, I'm just like they're just fun and they're just exciting and they're always a good time just to watch and like give like a pop and some fun and stuff. Like watching the one last year when Nigel coming back live, that was one of the best experiences I ever had as a fan of anything. And
Mhm.
so yeah, I would say those are my top 5.
Okay, so for me, this is the ultimate weekend of matches where you're watching not just to see a good match, but to see the person you want to win.
Yeah.
That is what wrestling is about. It's about sitting there and rooting tirelessly for your favorite to get over the hump. And that's the best way to watch wrestling to me, not in this detached, I don't care about the result way, but I like to see a good match.
Mm-hmm.
And this weekend, there's a lot of that. Hangman Page, John Moxley is my number one because it's the most important match AEW has put on. I know that sounds very hyperbolic. I'm not saying it's going to be the best match in AEW history. It probably will be far from it. I don't think it's going to be the best match on that show. But it's the most important match. And the result is everything. So my number one is Hangman and John. And I'll be rooting for the Cowboy to overcome everything. My number 2 is the men's Casino Gauntlet. Because that'll tell me a lot about who's winning this main event. I'll put it to you guys point blank fucking period. If Darby Allin wins the men's Casino Gauntlet, Hangman
I'm
Page
killing myself.
winning the main event. I'm just being very honest with you. If Darby wins,
Go back to Everest, bro. Like go climb Kilimanjaro or something. Like stay over there.
If Darby wins the men's gauntlet, I'm telling you, chat, it's done. However, if you're a Hangman FC member, you need to be watching this match, praying to God himself that MJF wins this match. I don't know how any other way to tell you. You need to pray to the Lord above that, yes, Max Friedman wins this match. If MJF wins this match, you niggas are free. Y'all are free. So
if I have to hear the notes, the initial notes of Darby's entrance on Saturday during the Casino Gauntlet, I am crashing out. I am crashing out. My computer is not surviving. I would not be on the podcast on Monday because I would have broken my computer on my head. Like this will not. I can hear that song during the main event with him showing up to beat up Mox and then leave and let it help Hangman win. That's like the only scenario where I would be happy to see Darby's face on Saturday. Like that's the only fucking scenario. Max.
Number 3 for me is Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley for the same reasons as number 1. This is going to set the stage for the rest of the year. And this will tell us really how WWE feels about Io Sky. This is where the rubber meets the road. Because all signs point to, logically, Rhea Ripley is going to win. Io has beaten her twice this year, Anna. Not once, twice on TV in main events. Twice. Do they have the guts, the balls, the cojones, the brajoles to do it a third time to their big superstar Rhea Ripley? It feels unlikely. But my God, I'm going to go into that match praying and hoping that somehow, some way, she pulls it off. My number 4 is Okada and Omega. I expect, chat, my big prediction for this, I think Okada's winning this match. I think Okada's unifying these championships. Okada's going to be your Continental Champion. And he's going to be your International Champion. And I expect an imminent Konosuke Takeshita babyface turn, in which he is your next big long-term challenger for the Rainmaker. Kenny Omega is hurt. He's tired.
Yeah.
He's physically broken down. Our guy is doing his best to hold it together, to give the best match he can possibly have, and make no fucking mistake about it. At All In, he's going to give you everything he has. And it's going to be beautiful to watch. And I have no doubts that maybe while it might not be January 4th, 2017, I think they're going to have a very memorable and very special match on that show. I'm very much looking forward to it. And then my number 5 might be Goldberg Gunther. because it's just so fucking weird.
Okay, let's move on. Next super chat.
I'm just saying. I want to see what that looks like. It is what it is. Thank you, Jay.
I just want to see. I really want to see Gunther like beating up Goldberg. For me, the perfect booking for that match is like Gunther beating him in like 2 minutes. Done, over, goodbye. Like no selling a spear.
Goldberg,
That's
Gunther on TV said, "I could beat you in 2 minutes, but I will not do this in 2 minutes." He said, "When I fight you, I'm going to blow you up and expose that you can't like wrestle and that you're tired and old." And he basically said he was just going to chop him for like minutes on end and like make him fucking cry. So we'll see how it
beast.
goes.
Ryan Cecchini,
Oh my fucking
699
God.
Canadian.
Oh
Let's fucking go. Update 3. Ukrainian-born Zina Sterling has been watching game tape of Rigo, Finlay, Taylor. Let me tell you, not bad. Thanks for asking, Ibu.
Yeah, I didn't ask, and
LFG. I said let's fucking go.
Yeah, let's fucking.
Is that the reality show? What does that mean? Actually, what is LFG? Like, what does it stand for?
Legends and future greats. Legends and future greats. I don't know, man.
No fucking way.
Folks, you know I'm a shameless man, but even I have limits. And what I mean by this is, I watched season 1 of LFG. Go fuck yourself if you think I'm gonna watch the second season.
Future greats.
Yeah. I'm not watching the second season. They got rid of Mickie James and replaced her with Undertaker's wife, Michelle McCool. And I'm all right. I'm good. I'm good.
That's an insane name. That's such a horrid name.
Legends.
Oh my god. Go Birds at XTL 499. Thank you. EO is winning and Mox is gonna pull over WrestleMania 39 Roman. God, fuck no.
I'll tell you what, Anna. There's a very low chance we walk on Monday happy about every result that happens over the weekend. This is no chance. Like that's just not how life works. You know what I mean? Like someone is gonna get fucking cooked over the weekend. It's either EO, it's Gunther, it's Mock. I mean, it's a Hangman, it's Kenny. Someone's gonna get fucking destroyed. You know. So.
Yeah. The thing is, I'm at a point that like whatever happens in WWE,
it is what it is. Like they could go fuck themselves.
What it is. Yeah. Exactly. Like the one result that I would not be able to bear is Mox retaining. Especially because of fucking Darby. That's like the one that would mentally like break me down.
Yes.
And that was like the kind of results that would push me away from wrestling. You know
how important that match is, Anna? It's important in the sense that, do I think AEW fans would stop watching AEW if John won? I actually think most of them wouldn't. But do I think they would be emotionally detached in a way that many WWE fans for years grew to watch that promotion? Yes. I think it'd be that kind of like distance emotionally where you watch it, but you don't really want to put like your investment into it because like doing so got you really badly burnt. I think a lot of people would lose a lot of faith in the creative process and in their top guys. So it is really, really fucking important. AEW's had a great year, Anna. Since February, March-ish, they've been rolling creatively. The thing, though, is you cement it and say, this is 2025. We are the promotion of the year. We are the best company in the world. You do that on All-In in Dallas with Hangman Page, buckshot lariating John Moxley's bald ass.
Yep. That's literally like the only option, and I hope Tony sees that.
Right.
You know? Like I hope he has enough like vision and understanding that he knows like that is the only option. Like Hangman winning is what takes this to another level. You know?
I agree.
Hangman winning is what makes your fans or the people who are just like casually watching but they're still not sure if they're super into it, it makes them be into it. Yes. Like Hangman winning is the thing that would make me go back to staying up 4 a.m. every Wednesday night to watch Dynamite.
Absolutely. It's that important. And I'll tell you what, guys, don't be fucking pussies. Don't be bitches. Don't be scared. Go into that fucking match with your chest held high, your head held high, and lock the fuck in. Hangman's going to win this match. Yeah, I'm saying it right now. I'm doing it right here, Anna, on WrestlePurists Worldwide. Sting will be involved in this match, Anna.
Woo! Okay.
Will Ospreay is going to be involved in this match.
Hell yeah.
Samoa Joe is going to be involved in this match. Katsuyori Shibata is going to be involved in this match. Will Hobbs is going to be involved in this match. Ospreay and Swerve Strickland are going to be involved in this match. The question is, Anna, what is Ospreay going to do? Not Ospreay, sorry. What is Swerve going to do? The man that went into Hangman's home, the man who got his home burnt down, what is he going to do in this match? And that's the big question here, Anna, because it's going to come down to that. It's going to come down to Swerve and whether he finally pulls the right trigger and lets go of the hatred in order to save AEW. And I'm telling everybody on air. That Swerve is going to do the right thing. And Hangman Page, it's going to be like all the fucking residual angst, the weight on his shoulders, the dark cloud. It's just going to leave him. It's just going to leave him in one moment. And in that moment of clarity, he knows there's only one thing to do. And with that tunnel vision locked in on Jon Moxley, buckshot lariat, 1, 2, fucking 3. It's a Texas death match, so actually it's not a 3. He'll probably buckshot lariat him into fucking exploding ass glass or something. Oh, yes. While John lays there on the exploding ass glass, Hangman Page is going to stand triumphantly as the count hits 10, and he will win the AEW World Heavyweight Championship.
I just know the cinema, like I got full body chills just like imagining, because we're gonna get that visual of like Swerve being in the ring and then looking at Moxley at one side, looking at Hangman looking at him like all like bloodied and defeated and being like, pleased with his eyes, and then Swerve and then just turning on Mox, Swerve stomp or like the fucking house call, just doing something. There will be tears.
The question
there will be tears.
Will Gabe Kidd get involved? The question will be.
Who cares?
I'm just saying. I want to play devil's advocate. There's nothing to worry about Hangman FC. Well, I'm not going to say nothing, but I think you should feel good. The question is going to be, who could fuck this up? You have to always keep in mind that, Anna. Like, when I was watching those Cody Roman matches, I was doing the math in my head. Like, I was crossing off names in my head. I'm like, okay, they took care of the Usos. Okay, they took care of Solo. All right, I think we're good. Oh, fuck, Rock's here. Fuck. And it's like, oh, Undertaker. Okay, all right, cool. Like, that was my mentality, right? You have to literally do an interference math in your head when you're watching this match. You have to cross off every name like, fuck, what about Marina? Who's going to take care of Marina? Okay, Willow took care of Marina. All right, cool. Fuck, who's going to take care of Gabe Kidd? Okay, Joe took care of it. Like, whatever the fuck. So you're going to have to do that. There's going to be a lot of interference math. And I'll give you guys a heads up. You're going to have a lot of anxiety watching this one. It's going to be AEW's take on the WrestleMania 40 finish. But I do think they're going to do the right thing. Why? Because the original match on this show, Anna, was Ospreay and Mox. It wasn't Hangman. Mm-hmm. It was Ospreay and Mox. Why would Tony change it? Why would he change it? It was going to be Hangman Page and Swerve Strickland versus the Young Bucks. Ospreay was going to fight and lose to Jon Moxley in the fucking match third from the top. It was going to come with Bulldog choke. But Tony said no. Hangman gets the spot and said, why would you make that drastic of a creative change? Surely he's not so insane that he would do that just to fuck over Hangman Page. He's not like that is asinine. There's no way.
Yeah.
I refuse to believe it. Hangman's winning this match. Thank you, DB.
Mm-hmm. Let's fucking go. Quiggles 499. Thank you. Happy birthday. Congrats, Anna. Thank you so much. I'm also a 25 grad. Then congratulations to you too. Do you guys have a problem with Kenny's booking? Have his recent performance been a problem? No, considering that this man has been dying, like that he's just been like broken down physically, the fact that he can still deliver the performances that he does, like I would never have a problem with that.
I'll put it to you guys this way. Kenny's medical business is his business. But if you guys knew what he was going through to get in the ring right now, you would be floored, is what I would say. The reason why Kenny does multi-mans and tags and doesn't wrestle a lot, it's not, yes, because I know there are some poorly booked reigns in the promotion, That's not one of them. That's a logistical one. It takes everything to get Kenny Omega taped up and ready to go to wrestle right now. The bottom line is it's an old car, man. You can replace the wheels, the tires, you can replace the oil, you can replace the engines, but it's an old fucking car. And I don't know when the fuck it's gonna be, but right now he's just having to deal with the realities of it being an old car that you have to constantly repair and bring to the shop and replace the parts. He's gonna do what he has to do like a fucking man at All In, like the legend that he is, and he's gonna fucking be the best Kenny Omega that he can possibly be. But no, I don't have a problem with Kenny's booking because his booking is a logistical thing. Have his recent performances been a problem? No, he's somebody to me that's working around the realities that he faces as a 42-year-old man that used to get, suplex on his head every day for over a decade. So, bless Kenny Omega. And like I said, I'm looking forward to his match against Okada.
DB the Sage for a 9. Thank you. Fuck it, hot take. There ain't no Riptide. It comes with the moon stomp. Hashtag we bring the move back. Hashtag I'm coping. Hashtag UFC. I hope so, DB.
I believe in DB. I believe in DB.
I hope so. I really fucking hope so.
Go for it.
Go need that. Go need that. 2 499. Thank you. Tony needs to win. The woman that beats her needs to feel like the face of AEW's women's roster. And is that not Mercedes? Let's just be really fucking for real here.
Anna, I don't know who needs to hear this. I don't know who wants to hear this. But when that bell rings for the second time in that match, y'all are going to be hearing dun 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 CEO 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 CEO. Heavens, the verses you bigger the bigger. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Hurt my heel,
but never miss a step. Hurt my heel, got the women press.
To the top 10. It's been a minute. I've been a minute. CEO. You know what I want? I want Mercedes to win, and I want Athena to win the Casino Gauntlet. But I don't know. Hilariously, I asked someone in AEW who was winning the Women's Casino Gauntlet, and they wouldn't tell me, but they said it's a very obvious winner. And I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? There is no obvious winner, but they're telling me it's a very obvious winner.
Willow.
So that's what they tell me. They tell me it's a very obvious winner. So
yeah, Willow. Like the most obvious is Willow, and also like, yeah, the thing is like, oh, the women that beats her need to feel like the face of AEW's women's roster. That's already Mercedes. I'm sorry if you're coping with that, but that's Mercedes. She's just like the face of any women's division that she's in, But the thing is, Mercedes winning this match, it just means that Willow is beating her and finally getting the title in the future. Like that's just simply what it is. Especially if she's winning the Casino Gauntlet. I don't know if they would do the match immediately the month after. Like I wouldn't do that. I would like let it simmer and let it build and have like the whole story because they do have a lot of history that you can build upon and you can make this match like Mercedes versus Willow for the AEW Women's title. That's a match that you main event a pay-per-view.
Main event a pay-per-view.
That should be your first women's main event for AEW. It's insane that it should be the first, but that should be your first women's main event pay-per-view. Like the first one. It should be it. I don't think there's no two ways about it. Like, look, love Hangman, he's gonna be a champion, great champion, whatever. Yep. Mercedes versus Willow, whenever it happens for the main title, that's your main event. No doubt. Agree. They should let it build a bit more. I wouldn't do like immediately at All Out or something,
I'll tell you what, Anna, Willow Nightingale is a very well paid lady these days. She's gotten herself a nice new hefty contract. It makes sense to me. Main event, all the marbles. 2 top women. I'd do it. I'd do it at Full Gear. I'd build this shit, and yeah, that would be my match. So the bottom line is this.
And
go ahead.
I was gonna say, and Willow being the first woman to beat Mercedes, for me, it's way stronger and way more impactful than Tony being it. That's my opinion, though.
I agree. And I know that, listen, I'm not trying to take anything away from Toni Storm, who's legitimately made herself into a star.
Yeah.
And along the way, found a way to have good matches again, which is nice. I'd like to see that. But I think what they're doing with Mercedes, truthfully, she's holding a belt right now. She's going for another one. I think it's like when Roman Reigns had the blue belt and he was going for Brock's belt, and then he ended up beating Brock, and they made him like the super indestructible final boss god of the company that somebody was going to have to take down. Roman beat Brock, and then it was like, fuck, someone's going to have to beat Roman. I think it's going to be the same thing here. I think Mercedes is going to beat Tony, and it's like, holy fuck. It's really Mercedes as the end game of the women's division. And that's where you need a savior to stop her. And I do believe, unequivocally, it's Willow Nightingale.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Then for the TBS title, Athena, let's fucking go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Jay Hayes, $5. Thanks so much. Is Triple H walking in that locker room with motivational speech Sunday, or is he treating it like he's benching starters and waiting for the playoffs?
That is hilarious. He's gonna look up the curtain, see that there's like 5,000 people there, and go, whew, and then walk back to the curtain and know something. That, ladies, it's not about the crowd. You need to go out there and bust your ass and show them who the fuck you are. All right, fuck the booking, fuck the crowd, fuck the promotion. You go out there and you show the office, and someone correctly points out, aren't you office? Aren't you the one who fucking booked it? He's like, it doesn't matter. Go out there and fucking do your best, you know. But yeah, probably he does do motivational speeches. All right, here's a fun fact. When Vince McMahon forced himself back into WWE in 2023, and he was privately like editing the show from a distance, Triple H would give people motivational speeches at TV. Like he basically like, don't worry about anything. Don't fucking worry about who's changing your segments. Da, da, da. Just go out there and fucking fight and show them why you're the fucking best. And da 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 da. And you know, you'd have some talents who were like, yeah, and other people were like, I'm so gonna get fired. You know, but yeah. Again, best of luck to those ladies.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jay Hayes.
Nate's 355 for the 9. Thank you. Early prediction for match of the weekend. My guess is Swerve and Ospreay versus the Bucks.
Yeah, so I didn't list this as my top 5, but I'll tell you this for a fact. The Young Bucks right now, Anna, are in a form that I have not seen in 4 years.
Yeah.
They're fucking amazing right now. And I don't know what it was. I don't know if it's steroids. I don't know if it's motivation. I don't know if it's the clarity of just visiting Japan again. But they're tremendous right now. And I fully believe that this will be like maybe potentially the best wrestling match. Like just as just in ring wise, it probably will be the safest bet is the best match at All-In. Dave is 100% going to break the scale on this match, and there will be some unbelievable near falls. So yeah, I think it'll be incredible.
I was gonna say the same. I think it like ring wise, like actually just wrestling wise, not the whole like emotion stuff around it. That's probably my bet for the best one also. But if you count everything around it, then yeah, Hangman and Mox is probably gonna go crazy. Let's go. Thank you, Nate.
Thanks, Nate.
Bad Wrong, $5. Thank you. Do you think the U.S. women's wrestling scene would be better if men's and women's companies were separate like in Japan?
I don't know. I really don't know. It depends who's booking the women's company.
Yeah.
Truthfully.
Yeah.
It depends who's booking.
And honestly, I don't see that being like super successful in the U.S. just with the U.S. audience. And like the way that they approach women's wrestling, there's not the same reverence and history and like crowd for it there as it is in Japan. You know, like because Japanese women's wrestling, it just has like the whole history of it. It's not that they just started. Yeah, there's like history. There's like a culture around it as well. You know, like it's Joshi wrestling. Yeah. It's not like it's its own thing. So I don't see them separating the companies as something that would magically make it like way better.
It'd be a hard thing to do at this stage of the game, you know, like with the dynamics being what they are. I'll tell you what, though, in Fantasyland, 1 to 2 American women's companies with the high-end stack talent that we have in the business right now, where you have a business that has Athena and Io and Willow and Chris and Mercedes and Stephanie and fucking Lyra and Julia and all the people you can list and name, Rhea Ripley, whoever you want to name. I mean, that'd be fucking cool, you know. But we don't live in a perfect world, and we don't live in a world where Americans know how to book women. So, what are you gonna do?
Black Yakuzu 94, thank you so much. $5. Fuck the Fed and all, but I'm taking my dad to SummerSlam. It's his birthday gift and his first live wrestling event. Please let it be a good card.
Yakuza will play this.
Yep.
It'll be better than Mania for sure. It will. Not that that's a high bar. However, I don't know what's going to be much different about this Cody Cena match than the first one. I don't know if you saw this, Anna. Cody Rhodes.
No, Travis Scott, hopefully.
Fiend. Anna, you know what's really funny? Cody did an interview where he blamed himself for why that match sucked. And I'm like, Cody, you know damn well it was not your fault. But he blamed himself, and he said that he's going to make sure the second one is good. And I respect that, but I don't see how the fuck that's possible. So, yep. I don't know, buddy.
Yeah, maybe even if it's not a good card, it's still going to be a fun event, and your dad's going to enjoy it. So, great gift. Riley Walker, $5. Fun prediction for All-In, over-under for runtime of Omega Okada. Surprise participants, y'all won for the casinos. I would love to see Monty Brown.
Surprise participants. I don't know. It depends on if they want to make it more of a fun meme-ish match or like a really, really serious one. If they treat it like a Royal Rumble, you could do all kinds of people like Monty Brown and random cameos. You know what I mean? Like you could do a James Storm X from TNA, things like that. But it depends on what direction they want to take it. So that's what I'd say on that.
Yeah, and I think it's hard to like get a better surprise than Nigel last year.
Yeah, it is.
I cannot imagine one that would be, maybe if you bring like Cole back. I don't know how his health is, or like Sting to do like a fun little bit. But if he's showing up in the main event, then that's not really necessary. But I cannot think of a name right now that would.
I'm struggling to come up with one.
Yeah, that would be like that crazy. That would be like make people that happy, like Nigel was last year. And over under for Omega Okada, I was definitely like over 20 minutes. I think it's like.
I think they go 27 minutes.
It's like around 25, like around that time. It won't be like the same, 1 hour or 40 minutes, the things that they had before, because Kenny, but around 25 minutes, I think is pretty solid for them. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Riley.
Curry Hayes 407, thank you, $5. Sending a chat into support. Thank you so much. But Evolution is going to be a great show. TKO greedy asses should have left it alone in Connecticut on July 5th.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard this, Anna. The show was supposed to happen 2 days ago. And then they looked at the schedule and they said, nah, fuck that. We're going to put it against AEW. And it's like, okay, guys.
So stupid.
Great, guys. Thanks for that. I am, like I said, I am rooting for the ladies. And I'll tell you what, I'm looking forward to the card more than a lot of WWE shows, not just because it's Evolution, but because it's not 5 fucking matches. I hate the 5-match formula that WWE does. It's like, there's major matches, and then there's also like undercard matches that are meant to just be support system to the wider show. And when they do 5 matches, almost all of equal importance, the flow is never like to my liking. They're doing 7 to 8 for this show, and that's cool because there's 2 matches on paper that look like they're going to be great, and everything else looks like kind of just fine. But like at least it's a proper wrestling show. So I'm looking forward to that. Like they're doing the IC title 3-way, the women's title singles match main event. They're doing a battle royal. There's going to be a 4-way women's tag that'll be like a spot fest. So, yeah.
Yeah. And they're doing Tiffany versus Trish, right?
Yeah.
How many final matches and final ones has Trish had?
And every fucking 2 years, someone's kind of from all here's, oh, it's time to rock and roll.
I saw that tweet. Because I was just on Twitter, and then I saw like, oh, Trish Stratus is back to challenge like Tiffany Stratus. I'm like, what? Wasn't the cage match against Becky the last match? Didn't she retire? Wasn't that like the whole point of that story?
It's time for my last stand, eh? And you're like, all right, yeah, no, Anna, she retires every 2 years.
How many last runs? No, I love Trish. I love Trish, but it's like, how many last runs can you have? Like at some point, it has to be the last one.
And she DMs TKO with an eye emoji every 2 years. It's like, hey, like, what's up?
I mean, good for her. I mean, she can still go. She still looks great. Like, but it's just, girl, let's make up your mind.
Especially since, to me, I'm a big believer in like quit while you're ahead, in the sense that like if you have a good final match, leave it at that. She had a steel cage match. She had a match with Charlotte. Great. She had a match with Charlotte in 2019 that was awesome.
That match was amazing, yeah.
Yeah, and then that was gonna be her last match. Then she did the Becky stuff, and then she had a great match with Becky, steel cage. And you're like, okay, good. And then now she's back again to work Tiffany. I don't know how that's gonna go. I'm not like particularly excited for it. It's in my head, like whatever happens, there happens, and then we move on. But I don't know. I don't. Good for Trish staying in shape, staying in the condition to wrestle, and good for her for getting paid. I just worry about an Undertaker situation where she pushes it maybe a year too far, and then like she just has stinkers. You know what I mean?
And look, I like Tiffany, but I think we can all agree that she's not yet up to the level of a Becky or a Charlotte.
No.
So I don't, and we saw how it went at WrestleMania, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how it will go because Trish, like, if you see, like, the Charlotte match, for example, Charlotte was doing a lot of the work there. You know, Trish was doing her most, like, Charlotte was doing a lot of the work. Like, 70-80% of the match was, like, yeah, she was leading the match. She was, you know, bumping herself a lot of the times.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Tiffany has that, like, yet in her. So
yeah, we're gonna see. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I think the match is gonna be average, chat. And the way I look at it is like it see, this is the thing, on a 5-match show, it's more damaging if that match is average, because it's like you're not relying on the other 4 matches to be great. On a 7-match show, if they just have a fine match that goes 9 minutes, it's okay. And that's the beauty of actual wrestling matches on a proper wrestling card. But we'll see. We'll see what Trish does and what Tiffany does. Best of luck to
what
them.
is Nikki Bella doing?
Great question, Anna, because she was supposed to work with Liv Morgan, and now that they've had to figure out a new thing, I think they're gonna just put her in the Battle Royal, but I don't know that for sure. I don't know that. They could put her in the
It's crazy that, like, you make a whole return and you make a whole thing of, like, oh my god, Nikki Bella's final or Nikki Bella's return, and then you lose the one plan you have for her and you don't have a backup, and you're just like, you know what, Battle Royal.
You want to hear something really funny? I don't know if this will happen. I don't think it will. Someone in creative at a recent meeting jokingly pitched, "Why don't you have her face Julia?" And I just died laughing hearing this. Can you just imagine
once suplex done, Nikki Bella is never wrestling.
Could you imagine Nikki Sawa finally like comes to life? Finally get the like the hard hitting strike Nikki with, you know, head bump.
I would love that. Generally, that would be a very interesting, fun match for me to watch personally. But that would be very concerning also, knowing how Julia wrestles.
Correct.
If Nikki take like one stiff, like, you know, move or something, that neck ain't moving anymore. Like, it's over.
No funny shit. And I would book that and either say, 1, Nikki, do a bunch of moves you've never done in your life, or B, Julia, just fucking kill her, like just destroy her and beat her in like 10 seconds. I'd be all right with either or. So there you go.
I honestly, now that you're saying that, like, yeah, because what is Julia doing? She's the champion. She shouldn't be in the battle royal. Like, for me, it doesn't make sense to put champions, like people with titles, in matches to win like opportunities for another title instead of defending their own titles. So like, just you don't have her doing anything. Nikki, she did a whole comeback just to be in a battle royal. No, let's book a solid like little 5-10 minute match. Nikki versus Julia. I feel like that would be. You know what? You convinced me, Ibu. I want to see it. I want to see that. Nikki versus Julia, that's the match. Book it. Like, you have a week.
It'd be kind of funny. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Give me an Apron Glorious driver, you know? Like, just fucking do it. Go ahead.
Oh my god. That would be amazing. DB the Sage for 9. Thank you. Fun fact, after Evolution 1, there's public audio of Triple H speaking negatively of the idea of equality. And in Evolution 2, they didn't want to do the show at all.
Yeah, there's audio of him in a meeting, Anna, where he was like, I don't believe like evolution is actually like equality. I feel like equality is just having men and women on the same show, just doing their thing. And he was saying, like, if I said that there should be an all men show, like people would say I'm being like sexist. But so why should we just force a women's show every year? And he said it should just be when it's natural and da da da. And he's doing that whole thing. And it's just really funny. Anna, people dug it up when Triple H. There was a video, Anna, of Triple H at a press conference when they were saying, "What are your thoughts on evolution?" He was like, I wanted to bring this show back so badly. I wanted it back. He said that, and people were like, "This you?" And they posted the quote, and be like, "Is this equality? I don't know." It was amazing.
It's like he's definitely the kind of person that is like, why do they need a Pride Month? You know?
Oh, yeah, bro. Yes. Someone definitely is like, "Hey, Hunter, you want to make that tweet?" And he's like, "No." He's like, "No," but best believe he made that tweet for July 4th. But that's neither here nor there.
Love Dogs Avery 499. Thank you. I wonder what this show would have looked if they kept the show last weekend. Probably more people in the crowd.
Right. Maybe you'd have like 9,000 people there, you know. So, there you go.
Then V900 499. Okada is beating Omega to tie their record. That stuff matters to TK. Hangman will win because of he loses, it would be a disaster. You know how to add TK burner. Yep.
I think Okada's winning too.
Yeah. But I didn't even think about the record. Yeah, with the record thing, it makes even more sense. I just thought about, like, I don't think Kenny can hold the both titles. The poor guy, he needs to rest.
No,
my God, Kenny. Danny King, $5. Imagine the vibes at the public after party if Moxley wins. That's why I'm not flinching. Just a funeral. Just a riot. It's just like people breaking shit. Like, yeah. The second they announced the after party was when I was like, we will prevail.
Yeah, like, come on.
We will rise. We will stand tall. Hangman FC.
Unless they want a lot of angry people there and they're playing fucking Rage Against the Machine or some shit. You know?
Just break stuff like this. Good.
Oh my God. Just one of those days when you don't want to wake
up. Big Haas, $5. Ray Phoenix and Andrade get traded to Raw. Penta needs his brother to fight Seth. Andrade grows is gruntled and Heyman recruits him. Also, Dorada WWE.
Okay, so here's the deal. One thing you've been missing, Anna, is WWE finally. You know what's so funny, Anna? WWE does these things where they do like an obvious thing and come out to an obvious conclusion. Like, for example, they finally said, Anna, what if we had Phoenix and Andrade tagging together? Like, would those matches be good? And then they put them on the screen and they're fucking like phenomenal. They are tremendous, Anna. They faced DIY in Saudi and it was amazing. And then they faced Axiom and Nathan Frazier last Friday and it was fucking awesome. And now people are like, oh my God, Phoenix and Andrade, they're pretty good. Yeah, no fucking shit, right? But anyways, like what the fuck? Like, no duh. So what the Super Chat is talking about is Penta is now feuding with the Seth Rollins crew, and Penta's main eventing Raw tonight against Seth Rollins. Do they get traded to Raw to help Penta? I hope so. That'd be awesome. Like I said, Survivor Series is in San Diego, California. A big Latino audience, a big Lucha Libre audience. You know for a fact Seth's team is going to be in the War Games. In my opinion, we should get the fucking luchadors on the other side. But we'll see if WWE is cool enough to book something that fucking cool. Dorada WWE. Listen, guys. People are going crazy over the news that WWE is looking at Dorada. That's like saying Ibu is looking at Rihanna. Like, yes. People look at the bad bitch and see what's going on. Like you know, like it's like WWE's monitoring Dorada. Yeah, the Knicks are monitoring fucking Giannis Antetokounmpo or whoever the fuck. Companies are going to keep an eye on like top end talent. It's not crazy. Do I think he ends up going? I don't know. It's way too early to tell. And I'll tell you this, guys, up front. The transaction of WWE with AAA is still being finalized. I wouldn't expect any major incoming new roster moves in any recent capacity. So there you go. And again, I am monitoring Rihanna.
Then good for you. Then V900 $4.99. Besides the build clearly leading to Hangman winning, there is an all-in after party. Yes, you aren't doing that party if Mox retains, let's be honest. Exactly what we were talking about. Like, that is just not a possibility. Benjaminator $4.99. Happy birthday, Anna. Thank you so much. Evo, hope you like the Subway series. The LGM, what is that?
Sorry, Yankees will be fine. It is
I'm
what it
sorry, Yankees. Yeah.
It is what it is. I don't want to talk about the Yankees.
Gauntlet was great in 24. What is LGM, guys? English is not my first language. Let's go Mets.
Probably. Yeah, it probably is. Let's go Mets.
DB the Sage 499. Since your opener skipped, sorry. If Io's losing, then give her the main events and make it a big deal. Hashtag we're leaving here with some. Hashtag UFC. Yeah, but then she loses, and then what does she do? You know.
And you know what's funny? EOFC, they've already pivoted to the next step. They said like we're coming for Becky in the Intercontinental Championship. I'm like, y'all are so funny, bro. They've already just moved to the next belt. It's hilarious.
Hell yeah.
Kind of beast.
We're going for the US title, Julia. Strap up. We're getting that match.
Oh my God. Can you imagine?
That match would be.
Oh, it'd be awesome.
Ooh.
Fucking awesome.
I need Triple H to really like lock in, watch the Stardom tapes, and just give them like the serious like 20-25 minute slot, you know? Let them go crazy. And I need Julia to like go back to the Julia that won the 5-star Grand Prix, that beat Shuri. Like, I need that Julia to like come back
We've
for
seen her
Io.
one time. We've seen her against Jordan Grace, where they went off script and beat the dog shit out of each other. Do it again.
I need that, and I need Io to also. I mean, Io is always locked in, but like when she went back to Japan to face Utami, last year, like I need that fire from both of them.
I agree.
Just do like one of the best WWE matches of all time, just out of nowhere. Like I would love that. Danny Quang, $5. Imagine if Athena pulls a heist of the century during Mercedes Tony if she wins the gauntlet.
That would be hilarious. I'll tell you what, that'd be kind of interesting. It'd be kind of interesting. I wouldn't hate it. I don't expect it at all, but I wouldn't hate it.
Yeah, I think that's a very low chance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. I like the idea though, Danny. So we'll see.
Interesting idea. Love Dogs Avery 499. How many locker room pep talks? Pep talks. Does Triple H gives a year before every show? Probably.
He gives them, I would say, like 20 times a year. I'll say this: they used to really work on the talent like 2 years ago, and now people are kind of like,
Then V949. Something to keep in mind with Mercedes is that she's breaking Jade's TBS title record in October. Either Mercedes loses one at a Wrestle Dream or Full Gear.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say Wrestle Dream against Athena would probably be like my personal booking. It feels like the type of pay-per-view that would be like the match for. Then Full Gear, I would put main event against Willow.
No objections here.
Going to Death 2, 499. Thank you. For me, Mercedes doesn't embody AEW the way Tony does. If Mercedes win, it will be depressing for most of AEW women's fans.
But yeah, right. Number one for who? But even if you feel that way, at the end of the day, she doesn't need to embody AEW because she's the big bad. She's the villain. She's Darth Vader.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
The Empire Strikes Back there, and she has both belts. That's where Luke Skywalker or Willow Skywalker here saves the fucking universe. So again, the end game isn't Mercedes wins the belts, haha, GG, end of movie. No, it's the middle chapter where a hero fucking rises and takes her down. So that's where Willow and I don't want to hear you telling me that Willow Nightingale doesn't represent AEW. So
exactly, it's like this. You can use the same argument like for the Mox thing. It's like, oh yeah, of course Mox he embodies AEW in a bunch of other ways, but like right now, Death Riders, we can say like Hangman is the one that really embodies AEW, and he's gonna win, and he's gonna get there. Willow is gonna get there, but she cannot get there over Tony because that would just be like, sure, right. You do need like someone to the level to be put down. So like people said, like it's not the end. When Mercedes win, that's not the end of the story. The story is going to be just beginning for Willow. So
the story never ends. We're in the 5th inning. What we do with our global brand.
Minnesota Heart, $5. Willow holding up both belts and Stat and Tony's shoulders after the main event on a pay-per-view would rip my shirt off and throw it into the sun.
Rip my shirt off and throw it to the sun. That's funny.
At the main event. Oh, that'd be amazing. DB the Sage 499. Have self-maders watched the Tommy Marigold match, Ibu?
No, that has not come up in the match recs list. So
what are you doing, Ibu?
Well, I just watched.
Lock in.
If you want to,
how many women's match have you seen there? Huh? How many Japanese women's match have you seen it? Many. To be fair, a lot of Manami. I need confirmation of that. Huh?
It's the self-maders can vouch for me. Because what I just watched what the people asked me to watch. We watched an Io Kyrie match with like an exploding bat. That was kind of weird and not the best match, but we watched it. I'll tell you this, guys. If you're in self-made and you would like us to watch it, just add it to the match recommendation list, and we'll check it out. But I'm down to rewatch that. That match is amazing. I was a big fan of that.
Ibu, make the self-maders watch Io versus Maya, please.
Ayo said we watch a lot, TBH, but Ibu leaves every time. That is a crazy accusation. That's not true.
Just leaking halfway through.
People, Anna, what's crazy? There have been times where people go, y'all notice Ibu falls asleep for the women. I'm like, no, I'm just tired. There's nothing to do with women. Like
he's conveniently tired just for the women's matches, If they put like fucking Goldberg at 3 a.m., he's up.
Da, 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 da,
Yeah.
da.
You were sleepy during Julia versus Shuri.
Hey man, it was late. It was late, bro. It was like 4 a.m, bro.
Yeah, it's always late for the women. Yeah, I know how it is.
Hey man,
That's
I'm a good
crazy.
man. Yo, Rick, come on, bro. Come on.
You versus Mako, yeah, bro. Like,
Yo,
recommend you versus Mayu versus you versus Mako. Those matches. Ooh.
Yo, Yuzora Hart says I've been self-made since day one, and I can say Ebo's never seen women's match. That's not true. That's not true.
That is so true. I'm not even there, and I know that's true. Ayo also said in the chat, yeah, they put a random 2013 Raw Punk match on at 6 a.m. and Ibu's locked in. No, you can put a women's match at like 8 p.m. and Ibu's gonna be like, oh, I had such a long day. Ooh.
The funniest thing is a women's match comes up, right? And people are like, y'all, Ibu hasn't said anything in 2 minutes. I'm like, damn, guys, I was getting some water. What the fuck? He was up for Uncle Buff. Listen, Buff Bagwell, man. That's the guy. That's the guy right there.
You have to do Ibu, like, Clockwork Orange, where they just like open the eyes of the two little metal things. I'm gonna do that with you and just play like Io versus Mako.
Oh my god.
Sorry matches.
Hey man, listen, give me Aja. I'm locked in. Give me Aja and I'm locked in. And asked $2. They thought the gun was jammed. Hashtag
Ibu?
Yes. Oh, I
wasn't reading duty.
You are the reader. True. My apologies.
You see, silencing women again. He's never beating the allegations.
Christian Ramos.
Never.
Ibu the Meninist. Hey, listen,
right?
What's wrong with Meninism?
Oh my god. Never beating the allegations. Oh my god. They thought the gun was jammed. Hashtag look up.
Yeah, I don't really get what all this gun club stuff is coming from. Is this like a meme y'all decided on?
Dude, I mean, I didn't know people were riding for the guns that hard. Like that was very surprise to me. Like,
I don't know.
Like, I mean, no disrespect. I didn't know people were that invested on the guns. Ibu Mania 14. My god. 499. Britt Baker, Private Party, Denhausen, Mara May. What's going on in AEW and who could be next? Hopefully Britt Baker could be next because apparently that's not confirmed. So here's to hoping.
I have no strong opinion on people's departures in the company. I just hope that everybody is where they would like to be in pro wrestling. And I just hope that promoters are transparent with their talent. And I hope that resolutions can come swiftly and efficiently with anyone who is disgruntled with their position in a promotion.
That's such a democratic answer. That's how you see like the difference between the person who actually talks to like the wrestlers and the companies and someone who does just like epic department. Sorry, Kavin is leaving for Julia, but get Shina Hashimoto on and he's pulling an all-nighter.
Oh yeah. Oh I'm locked in. Give me some Hashimoto, baby. Give me some Tenryu, nigga. Give me some Kensuke Sasaki, some Stone Cold. You know what I mean? Hey, man, it is what it is. I don't know what you want from me. I'm a good man. I'm a good man. I pay my taxes sometimes. You know, hope the IRS isn't listening, but thank you, department, for the super chat.
Love Dogs Avery 199. Will there be more matches added to Evolution?
There may be one added. There may be one more. The original plan was 7 to 8.
And how many do they have now?
7.
I would add Julia versus Nikki Bella. You know, like for me, match of the weekend. Match of the weekend. Hangman, take the back seat. We have some real wrestling to talk about here.
Right.
Broly 199. Back here for women's booker. Imagine. Just, yeah. Honestly, like, I feel that when those women retire, like, from, working in ring, they should go backstage. Because they are women, like, with an actual passion for women's wrestling, with an actual, like, eye for it, that know how to build the storylines, that know how to get, like, engaged with it. And they are just interested in, I mean, I hope that they have an interest in that because I feel like that's what's really missing. Because what women that actually know, understand, love wrestling, that have been wrestling or have been working with wrestling for years, do we have backstage producing or like writing storylines in WWE. Like, where are they?
Right.
You need those people there. The thing is not gonna get better if you don't have people who actually care about it.
Absolutely. You need that's why you need women in creative. You need women in creative. Thank you, Broly.
Lee McVery 199. 3 best outdoor matches second to watch Ibu, not Brock or Parka.
Well, that's tough because La Parka versus Goldberg is one of the greatest things I've ever seen. But without those, I would tell you Goldberg versus Raven for the United States Championship on Nitro in 1998. That match is incredible. I would say Goldberg versus Bobby Lashley in Saudi Arabia, Last Man Standing. I would say Goldberg versus Diamond Dallas Page at Halloween Havoc 98. I would say Goldberg versus Wolfpack Sting on Nitro in, I want to say September 98. Those would be my go-tos. Goldberg versus Psycho Sid in, I want to say Halloween Havoc 99 is awesome too. It's just some Goldberg things, man. This is what he does. It's what he does.
Ryan Cicchini, Canadian 699. I get Motor City Machine Guns hasn't been amazing, but them looking after Fraxum is awesome. Need some solid locker room guys.
Yeah, good guys in your locker room from a veteran and character standpoint is underrated. Shayna Baszler obviously is not the wrestler that she used to be, but so many women, and by so many I mean like 3 women, told me that Shayna was so good for the locker room, and also she was big for like maintaining some connection to the old school wrestling culture, not like in a toxic way, but in a way of like making sure people respect the business. Because here's the thing, Anna, there's a lot of girls who came into the PC that didn't really know about wrestling that much. Their exposure to wrestling was just, I hear WWE is doing a tryout and I'm a failed athlete and I want to try it out. That's it, right? And some of those girls made it to the main roster, and Shayna made sure they knew the codes, the rules, how to act, how to conduct yourself, so on and so forth. Shayna Baszler was the one that made sure, hey, instead of maybe doing TikToks for 7 hours straight all day at TV, how about you go to the fucking ring and maybe like learn a new hold, And then she wouldn't just say that and criticize people. She would then offer to teach people. She'd say, hey, fucking ex-gymnast, come in. Let me teach you how to transition out of the Fujiwara armbar because I saw you do it on main event and look like shit. That's nice. That's a good thing to have in your locker room. But she was too real. Hunter liked it when she straightened out the girls, Anna. Once she started straightening out the office, they didn't like that shit because she started talking to them about shit. She started getting real with them. She started getting honest with them about how they're handling the women. And that's when all of a sudden all those old white dudes got real uncomfortable. Like, oh, we don't, you can't be talking to us like this. So there you go.
Well, hopefully she finds a place that appreciates her input and knowledge. Joni Burney 199. I bet on Ibu rent money that Mox is winning.
It's a lot of money.
Chicken Out $2. TK's Booker of the Year depends on Hangman win. 100%.
Yes, and Tony knows it.
100%. Yep. Lock the fuck in, Tony. We do not want a repeat of last year. Natalie aged 2 pounds. Mox is the AW GOAT. It comes with a Bugdo joke.
I gotta be honest. I feel like I'm at a place where I wouldn't like crash out if John won, but I don't want it to happen because I'm really scared about how it would make a lot of people feel. Like I don't want to see what that looks
I would crash out. Would crash out. You would not see me on Monday. On any Monday ever again, I would quit.
I'll say this, in general with wrestling, I don't know if there's any booking decision that would make me lose my mind at this stage of the game, other than like making CM Punk rap again. But anyway, that's not Thank you, Natalie.
I mean, I feel like they try. They try to push me out a lot of the times.
Yes.
I have prevailed. I feel like this could be my last straw.
Right.
Denvi 900 Happy birthday, Anna. Thank you so much. Did you get a C? No, but look at what I got. Wait.
Oh, shit. What you got for us, Anna?
A fan.
A super fan. Oh, shit. She got a fan.
Guys, I would not be dying this summer. Who I know last year, right? Oh my god, it's been a year already that I was dying like with the hand fan because we've been having like crazy heat waves, like insane heat waves. Like there was a day last week, 42 degrees in Belgium. This country is not built for this, And the next week is the heat wave again. I will be surviving.
Because we're fucking. I gotta be honest. My AC's been broken for 3 weeks. I've been buying a lot of fans. I think I hate fans. I feel like they're useless. I don't know. It's just blowing hot air at me. I got a fan blowing at me right now. AO said, "Take Punk out of your name." I don't have Punk in my name. Backup Hangman is my name, and I'm a Hangman guy. And it doesn't make me a bad Hangman fan to say that I won't crash out if he loses. My point, AO, is I'm at a point in my life. I'm just too old for this shit. I can't let wrestling ruin my life anymore. And so if Hangman wins, if Hangman loses, it's going to suck. It's going to really suck. But I'm not. Cody Rhodes could get slutted out on TV, and it would suck, but I would just be like, it is what it is, I guess. I refuse to sell. I no longer will sell. I'm just going to be calm and be chill. Again, unless CM Punk has to rap on TV again. I can't do that one. Anyways, thank you, Dan V. 900.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Ayo, put Punk in your name and take out Hangman.
No. Backup Punk is so ass. That doesn't even have Backup Hangman has like a ring to it. You know what I mean? Backup Hangman. It's like it's a snappy name. Backup Punk sounds so ugly.
Anything with Punk, yeah. Yosara Heart $2. Happy belated birthday, Anna. Thank you guys so much. You guys make me very happy. Pedro T, $2. When life gets hard, remember put a little ass on it.
So Anna,
put a little ass on it.
2 days ago, Anna, we found out that Rikishi has a song called "Put a Little Ass on It," and basically, it's a legitimate slow.
Wait a second.
Yeah, it's a real thing.
Wait a second.
He's literally singing, "Put a little ass on it, ass on it, put a little ass on it."
WWE Originals 6. God, this is so loud. Wait, I will listen to it right now. I'm sorry, guys. Ibu?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, you do your thing. You can listen to "Put a Little Ass on It." I'll take the next super chat. Thank you, Pedro. It's a beautiful song. It's honestly a beautiful song.
Oh wow, the instrumentals already.
It's a solid song. And the funniest thing, there's behind the scenes footage of him talking.
The lyrics.
Yeah.
But his voice is quite nice, huh?
Anna, you know what's funny? He does an interview where he's talking so sincerely. He's like, on a long day, sometimes what you need, man, is you need to go out there with your lady. Just tell her to put a little ass on it. You know what I mean? And he's getting emotional talking about it. It's insane. Gonad Death.
Yeah, this is like a good 90s R&B song.
I'm telling you, it's pretty decent.
Yeah, this is not half bad.
It's pretty decent. Christian was in the Gauntlet and Heroes match 2024. That's an interesting thing to take note of. Anas, what world do the Samoans be saying, Ibu? You know, and I know. Ottermus Prime, 273, $2. It's good.
Sorry.
Ass on it.
Put a little ass on
it.
That's low-key fire.
It's good. It's a good song.
And it's just gonna be stuck in my head. Put a little ass on it.
Ass on it. Ottermus Prime 273. Rhea's amazing. I'm so psyched for the match. I'm excited for it too, truthfully, but it might come at Rimtide, and that might make me sad. Chicken Owl $2.
Chicken Owl $2. I am back. Max was talking about mountains on Wednesday. I'm scared.
Oh no.
There's so many mountains in the world that he can climb, you know, he did Everest. Let's keep it going, baby. Let's go Kilimanjaro, let's go let's keep it going. Let's climb some mountains, babe. Natalie aged 2 pounds. EO Riders got infection right there.
EO Riders. Oh, yeah. And people are calling Seth's group the Seth Riders.
Yes, the Seth Riders is
Seth Riders.
Amazing name. Ibu, can you read the name?
Give me back shots, Solomonster.
$2. Thank you so much. Why don't you want to see Hio Bianca, Ibu? I wouldn't mind that actually. It'd be a nice change of pace. She's already getting booed anyway, it's at that point that is like, why not? Joni Burney 199. My Casino Gauntlet pick MJF and Chris Statlander.
I wouldn't oppose that. Like I said, if Max wins,
Yeah.
folks, you're in good shape.
We're good. We're up. Joni Burney 199. Imagine MJF has the century after Hangman win. Oh no, he would get shot on spot.
Funny would how funny would it be?
People would.
How funny would it be, guys, if y'all celebrated Max winning because you're like, okay, this means Hangman's winning, but Hangman does win and then he gets cashed.
No, people are like storming the ring. Max is not leaving that place alive. Like if that happens, Tony Khan, get on your private jet and fly away, bro. Like people will hunt you down.
Oh man, how's my sound?
Like Yakuza. It's good.
Okay.
Put a little ass on it. I will say I hope Hangman wins because I am really tired of Darby slander. If he's not your guy, fine. But to say he's not a good wrestler, it's insane. No, he's a good wrestler, but he can go wrestle a mountain or something. Like stay over there.
I like Darby and I miss Darby, and it is a shame that he has to get a lot of smoke because of this Hangman situation. I just hope it gets resolved.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, he doesn't need a title, you know what I mean? Like, he's the type of wrestler, he can come back and he can just do, like, his matches. He can still fight Mox. He can still fight other people. He can still, like, you just put him to have matches weekly without needing a title and he's going to be doing good. Like, he never needed a title to be, like, one of the top guys, Like, or one of the main guys in AEW. So, like, that just, it's not necessary for him. Maybe in a few years, if he locks in again and doesn't decide to fuck off while the ball is being handed to him. But right now, we do not need him as a champion. And him being a champion would not add anything in the project. And, like, that's it. Dan V900, 199. Don't forget Bandito Takashita's super card. Oof.
That is going to be awesome. The rest of that card looks like more than just a little ass on it. It looks like a lot of ass on it. But that main event looks fucking awesome. Forgive me, my PS4 is being loud. And you can take the next super chat while I lower the volume.
Yes. Monty. Okay. Money updates. 999. Happy birthday, Anna. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Put a little ass.
Then Jeff Lakes 199. Anna Ibu fell asleep during Sorry versus Venny.
That's not true. Don't lie on me. Why are people making fun of me for having a PS4? What the fuck? Yo, are y'all seeing this? Yo, what the fuck? All right. See,
I'm just saying, Ibu, if you had watched Sorry versus Venny and not fall asleep into it, maybe you would have a PS5,
The thing is, so here's
karma works in a funny way.
Here's the thing. All right. I got to do some lore. The PS5 is in my brother's room upstairs. I hang out in the second living room, where in my area I use this PS4 to watch movies and streaming and blah blah blah. So I do have a PS5. It's my brother's. I bought it for him. I promise. I'm not broke. PS4 nigga got a bomb in his crib. It is very hot. It is a very hot machine. Can't lie. It's fucking very warm. Paying him in V-Bucks. Fuck y'all, man. I know he got a studio apartment.
Massfan 84 199. Dark Horse winners for Casino Gauntlets. Yeah. Athena for me is like a dark horse for the Casino Gauntlet.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's considered a dark horse, but
dark horse men's winner. Ricochet? I guess.
Maybe. I'd say like a Mark Briscoe or like,
Eddie Kingston's a dark horse winner.
Oh, please. Oh, Eddie. If Eddie's back at the Casino Gauntlet, ooh. Now we're talking.
Hey,
now this. Okay, I said that there was not a name of a man coming back that could be like the same emotions as Nigel for me, and of course not the exact same situation. But Eddie coming back, that's just like, yes. J499 Ibu, how was watching the highest rated Nikki Bella match last night?
So I watched it last night. It was Nikki versus Sasha on a 2015 Raw, and to be honest, like it didn't leave that much of an impression on me. It felt like any regular Mercedes Dynamite match. Like, Mercedes is always just going to be solid with everybody, and she has like a 3 1/4 with everybody. It's kind of like that type of thing. So,
that was the highest.
Yeah, exactly. Like it was just just another night for Sasha, but that happened to be
Yet Julia is gonna get those 5 stars.
Yes, she will get a day 4 stars from Bella for sure.
Brother Joe, $5. Thank you. I know she's winning at CG, but Athena not having a singles is a travesty. Willow hater something.
Yeah, Athena's had a very strange run.
Yeah,
she's had a very strange run,
especially like this past year. Like it's been just what's going on there, you know?
Yeah.
The thing with Athena, I feel like there were so many moments that you're like, okay, now this is the storyline that she's gonna lose the titles. Like now this is the person who's gonna lose the titles. Like now this is it, and it just kept like going and going and going because they wanted to make her break records. But it got to that they just like
it missed the peak.
Those stories for later. Yeah, it missed exactly, and you could have made those stories for later, you know. And now it's like, who's gonna do it? At this point, if they go with the Billy story again, it's like, yeah, we already fucking seen it like 5 times. Willow, we already seen it like 3 times. Like who it's gonna be now? I mean, for my personal choice would be Aminata. Like I've said it before.
Oh, that'd be awesome. I love that.
Yeah, but then that's my personal choice. But then they need to build it back up, and for that they need to actually give a fuck about Athena's title reign, because for now they're just like keeping it there. Be like, look, she's a record. Like. What good is a record if she isn't doing anything with it, you know? If she's not like showing she earns it, she deserves it. Like it's yeah.
I'm struggling to see the use of Ring of Honor in 2025.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
Yeah. Besides Athena, I do not know a single person who has a title in Ring of Honor. Who's the men's Ring of Honor champion? I do not fucking know.
It's Bandito. Oh, by the way, chat.
Yeah.
I forgot to ask.
Good for him.
Monty wanted me to know. Is there anybody in the chat that wants to be a chat moderator? Just make yourself known right now in the chat. I'm sorry, Monty. I forgot to ask.
Okay.
Yeah.
Slinging Bread 199 backup flunk.
So the context here, Anna, is we were in the self-made just watching stuff, and my brother, who is a massive contrarian and likes to just dunk on my opinions, I forgot what I said. My brother's like, who gives a fuck about Flunk? And I was like, this man's called him Flunk. And so now everyone calls him CM Flunk because of my brother. So whatever.
Oh yeah. Sandman is a real one.
He ratioed me. So he ratioed me twice a couple days ago. And I tweeted, my brother ratioed me twice today. And he replied and said 3 times. And then that got 1,000 likes.
I like that tweet, I know.
Oh, what the fuck? What the fuck? That's crazy.
SMG $5. If Eddie wins the Casino Gauntlet, it's over for Hangman FC. I'm not saying for him to win, Like, I just need him to be back. I don't need him to win that. Like, just him being back, enough for me. And also, him being back and then MJF still winning still adds up, and it still makes sense, especially if they're the final 2. Because Eddie and MJF, like, there's some story there, you know? So I don't need him to win. I just need him to be back.
For sure.
Yayo Trejo, $2. Danielson at All-In, that match run in. Gauntlet, that match run in. Probably. I would say so. I hope so. I praise for.
I can't comment on this, unfortunately, Yayo.
Natalie aged 2 pounds. 5 streams of income, but no PS5.
This is crazy.
And a Discord,
This is crazy.
Y'all
out here counting my pockets? This is crazy. Niggas is counting my money.
Let's remember that Ibu only got like a new phone like last year, and he didn't know how to use it.
Oh my God. I remember for years.
He was just like on his BlackBerry until like 2024.
Isra literally is the reason I got an iPhone. She forced me. She was like, I will never respond to you ever again unless I stop seeing the green bubble. And I was like, all right. So anyways.
Mad Revo, $2. What is the reason for Private Party's exile?
I don't know, and they don't know either.
Yeah.
Wait, yo, Streets are saying Braun Breaker gets to talk this week. Niggas are saying he's cutting a promo. Let's go. I'm gonna catch that later. Anyways, Is that it?
Do you still have super chats?
Was that it? Let us know, Monty. Tell us. Let's see what he says. Monty said, "Go fuck yourself," and then yeah. All right. There we go.
Can't
There we go.
Because my head's on
Okay.
fire.
So if that's it, this is what I'm gonna do, Anna. I'm just gonna read every fucking match, and you're gonna tell me your prediction. And if you don't care one shred at all about the match I'm listening to you, just say don't care. Otherwise, if you care even a little bit, just give me your prediction. Okay.
Okay.
All right. All in 2025. Casino Gauntlet men's.
MJF.
Okay. I'm gonna go with MJF. Casino Gauntlet women's.
Willow or Chris.
I'm gonna go with Willow Nightingale. Mercedes and Tony.
Mercedes.
Mercedes. Mox and Hangman.
Hangman.
I'm going with Hangman. Okada Omega.
Okada.
Wow, we agree on everything so far. Swerve and Ospreay versus the Bucks.
Swerve and Ospreay.
Bucks. Fletcher Cole for the TNT Championship.
Fletcher, and it should be a squash.
Fletcher. Hurt Syndicate versus Jet Speed versus Christian and Nick Wayne for the tag belts. I'm going with the Hurt Syndicate. Anna, go ahead.
Hurt Syndicate.
Okay. Let's go to Evolution 2025. All right, here we go. Trish Stratus versus Tiffany Stratton. I think Tiffany's
Tiffany.
out.
Yeah.
Oh, they're doing Jade versus Naomi No Holds Barred. I'm guessing that's the blow off there. Jade has to win that, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I guess she just won Queen of the Ring.
Right, yeah,
So
yeah.
I guess, yeah.
Becky, Bayley, Lyra, Triple Threat IC Championship. I think Becky retains.
I was going to say Lyra, but Becky retaining is not surprising.
Yeah. I think Becky retains, and then they do like a singles match at SummerSlam. I might be wrong. We'll see. Raquel and Roxanne versus Alexa Bliss and Charlotte versus, let's just say for the sake of this thing, it's Kabuki Warriors and then Zarya and Sol Ruka as the four-way. I don't think you got a title change here. I think it's just a spot fest.
Don't care.
Right. JC Jane versus Jordan Grace for the NXT Women's Championship.
Georgie.
Io Rhea.
I don't want to comment.
I'm going to say fucking Io. Women's Battle Royal. Winner gets Io or Rhea at Clash and Paris.
Stephanie.
Yes. Stephanie's going to win. Spoiler alert. Haha. I just spoiled you guys. Cry. Saturday night's main event, which is also happening. Too much fucking. Why did WWE decide we're just going to throw like a million shows at AEW? Like, stop. Just stop. Fuck. Anyways. LA Knight versus Seth. Seth Rollins is not losing to no fucking LA Knight.
Seth Rollins, yeah.
He's not losing no fucking LA Knight. Goldberg versus Gunther.
Gunther.
Correct. And the last match on this show, Randy Orton is facing a returning Drew McIntyre. If you came back to lose to Randy, you're a loser. So I'm going to say Drew.
Yeah. Please, Drew. But generally don't care.
Right. The one NXT match that I know is happening is Obafemi versus Yoshiki Inamura, which actually is interesting. And the funny thing is, yeah, I'd watch that. Yeah, and it's so funny. Everyone collectively went, wait a minute, that's kind of interesting. But it's going head to head with All In. So like everyone's gonna watch that at like fucking midnight or some shit, you know?
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna watch that in real time except like 5 to 10 specific people.
Except like Rob.
Right. Rob will watch that at All In. But that is interesting, and Obafemi's obviously going to win. But I will watch that because that's interesting. I do like Inamura, and I do love Obafemi. So that's your weekend. That's All In, folks. You know what? Let me actually read Supercard of Honor. I forgot about Supercard of Honor. Supercard of Honor 2025. Let's see what we got here. This card. Oh my god. Okay. The Sons of Texas, Anna, Dustin Rhodes and Sammy Guevara versus the Infantry, Captain Sean Dean and Carly Bravo.
Don't care.
Nick Wayne versus Titan.
Don't care.
Lee Moriarty versus Blue Panther in a Pure Rules match.
Oh, what?
Versus
who?
I mean, it's cool that Panther's here, but that's interesting.
Sure.
Right?
That came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I think Lee Moriarty is retaining, but like fire.
Sure, right. Athena Thunder Rosa.
Athena.
You don't think Rosa wins in Texas?
I hope not.
Your main event, this should be sexy. Bandito and Konosuke Takeshita for the Ring of Honor World Championship.
I think Bandito's winning.
Me too.
But that's gonna be.
That'll be one of the best matches of the weekend. Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
And I also think both men will be in the Casino Gauntlet. Not spoiling, just predicting. So that's your weekend, folks. It's a lot of wrestling. I'll watch a decent amount of that, and we will absolutely be reviewing All In on All In's what, Saturday? I might have to do a fucking Sunday review of that. We'll see. Because it is a lot of shows to cover. I'll tell you what, chat. I don't know if it's Sunday or Monday. Either way, I will, or somebody on WrestlePurists will review All In. And worldwide, we will be talking about a lot of that shit. Anna's going to give her opinions on All In for sure. I'll give my opinions, even if I'm not in the official Sunday review of that show. Regardless of how we set this thing up, we will be back on Monday, hopefully to celebrate Hangman Page. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Natalie H says it's a Fatu thing, which is the opening lyrics to Jacob Fatu's most recent song, which had, I think, 5 uses of the N word. Nevertheless, like the video, subscribe. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the Raw review. And I'll see you guys next week for this Hangman Page victory celebration.
Cowboy shit. Let's go.
Put a little ass on it. Good night.